Peltonen M95, also known as the Sissipuukko, also known as the Finnish Ranger knife. You want to know why this is my favorite knife from that brand? Then hang on. Let's start with some breakfast. Perfect pita bread slicer. So now let's spread some aioli. Every day starts better with garlic. So some Kashkaval cheese. There are already two guys very interested in that scene. One for the pups. What is all that stuff on your nose? Where have you been, little critter? It's a joy to cut tomatoes with that particular knife. So tomato is not for the dogs. So I guess where aioli or garlic is present, onion must not lack. Turkish chili powder, dark smoked hot. Put the head on. Oh yeah, that's a nice breakfast sandwich. Don't believe these two guys because they already had their breakfast. Of course I forgot the cucumber. It's a rather thick knife, but yeah, great. Still not too bad for peeling potato skins. It's not too bad for food prep. You need to batone through a carrot, of course. But who cares? You get your edibles small enough for the stew. Yeah, first of all, I don't get money for this. I bought these knives on my own. It's not an advertising or something. I just share my thoughts on this Peltonen knife. I like it a lot, but well, light is also shadow, so I come to that later. As far as I can remember, I was interested in survival, so even as young kids, we sneak through the woods pretending we're Rambo on a certain mission or something. But I guess all this bushcraft stuff started in 2006 or something. I was 25 back then, and I learned that word in the internet back then. That's when I started to squander a shitload of money on knives the next years. But yeah, let's take a closer look on the history of this knife. Back then, 2006, it was a flat grind knife. And it was made, as far as I know, back then in Fiskars in Finland. That's also where Jeppe Peltonen, the designer of this knife, worked and lived. You can prove me wrong on that, but as far as I know, these blades, Teflon coated, back then were made by Fiskars or Fiskars. They also make these hatchets, axes, gardening tools nowadays. So yeah, back then this was available for 65 euros and it was rarely known. Over the years it changed a little bit. They gave it a more like a saber grind. It's not really a Scandi grind because it has a prominent secondary bevel. This one is worn out a bit over the years, also with this Teflon coating. And these blades weren't made by Fiskars anymore, but as far as I know, at Lauren Metalli. And I guess Lamnia is behind all that change. And they became a little bit more expensive. They were around 75 to 80 euros back then. And now you can get them in various colors, in various coatings. But I was really glad when they brought out this uncoated version of the M95. Because I'm not a big fan of this Teflon coating. Also, the handle changed a little bit. It does not say Fiskars anymore because yeah, these knives aren't made in Fiskars anymore. Now at the newest models there is this Sissipuukko brand stamp in the blade. It has this small ricasso, make it easier for sharpening. They hadn't it back then. I have to say this is really my favorite knife from Peltonen. Not my favorite knife at all. Also nowadays the sheath looks a bit different. These came with this leather loop, this leather part here. And this way you could wrap the belt loop around the body of the knife sheath and you could do it like a horizontal carry or attach on your backpack or whatever. There's also these plastic sheath, also here with this hole, so you can put that belt loop through here. These ones you can also change from right side carry to left side carry. What's really outstanding to these knives is this rubber roll mechanism, so it won't fall out of the sheath. You can wear it tip up or however you like. And it will lock very safe. Same on the leather sheath, you see the rubber roll there. Yeah, and I butchered an old sheath to get the spare parts of this. I wanted to make a custom one with this Sissipuukko logo, and this was supposed to be the Wild Man. But it looks more like Grumpy Jesus. It's not too long, but in my opinion, it's still long enough to chop off some branches or something. If you want to know about this little detail, I don't really like long lanyards on my knife because I'm afraid to get hung somewhere on a branch or something, or when it is on the belt, that maybe it pulls out of the sheath when I hang on a branch or something like that. So I made this small lanyard because I like the ability to secure my knife when I work, I don't know, over the water line or something. So this little knot I just use for securing my knife to my hand. It's not just for decoration. As you might know, I'm not a big fan of this technique, but there are knives, in my opinion, which can... I wonder why Carlos is always upset when I'm doing my video filming here. Yeah, as I said, some knives can handle it. And This is one of those, in my opinion. Oh man, that's annoying. It's really a nice size to work this way with that knife. Bad news for the ferro rod lovers out there. The spine does not has a sharp edge or 90-degree angle or something, so you won't get a spark with a ferro rod. I don't care. I like it when I can use the spine or the back of the blade, resting my thumb on it without getting blisters. Great invention, by the way. So I haven't stropped that while using. Sharp enough. I don't want to shave with that. Oh shoot, I forgot the apple cutting test. Don't be a sissy. You're like a man. I mean, yeah, that's its old, dry hazelwood. Many knives are good on fresh cut branches, greenwood, of course. But the strength of a knife, for me, shows up when it comes to dried wood, hardwood. And I think, due to that blade size, it's not too bad. Working some details with this. I see many guys in the internet doing this. It works with this knife. It's long enough for that. So yeah, let's just do that for the views here. It works well and the blade can take it. It's still sharp. Nice clean cut. Do some cross notching as for making a tent pack or something. It's really tough on this piece of wood. Work way better on green wood. Let's do the Opinel test for comparison. It's not better with the Opinel. Of course, it's way easier on this freshly cut piece of Elex I just have. By the way, Tim of Kukkeli Bushcraft channel taught me that Elex is holly in English. And that wood also becomes very hard when it's dried out. I don't have spruce or birch or something around here for showing. So, no offense please, but if you have seen my previous videos, I told you a story on this scar on my finger, and this was the particular knife which gave me the chance to visit the Finnish healthcare system. I was with my wife in some Finnish woods on a lake, and I just wanted to prepare some kindlings for the fire and didn't pay attention, and I hit my finger with that particular knife. So I had a 1.5 hour drive to Rovaniemi to the hospital. That's where I learned that emergency room of Finnish is Pishvestus. Hephaestus or something like that. But the doctors there and all the staff and personnel were very kind. I wish in Germany they would be this kind in hospitals. Maybe I was just lucky. Anyway, I like this knife because it is well balanced in my opinion. Feels good in the hand. It's not too short for heavier work, but also not too long for finer work. But what I really don't like anymore is this kind of rubber handles. This is a kind of a TPE. When you have slightly dirty hands, you're sweaty, and all the little sand and dust and dirt will stick to the handle. And when you work a lot with this knife, I tend to get blisters of that. Call me a pussy or a sissy, but this is a Sissipuukko. I know it means ranger in in Finnish. I mean, it is what it is. It is a soldier's knife, a military knife. That's what it's designed for just pulling it out and have a fast access to it. Have enough grip in all conditions, winter, summer, wet, arid, I don't know. That's what it's made for. I really like and appreciate natural handle materials, more like wood or antler, stag leather or birch bark or something. But still, it's not that cheap as it was back then. It's also 95 euros. Everything got more expensive the last years. But for this price, I would say it is an outstanding knife, which is great for the outdoors. I had the Falkeneven A1. I traded it, so I can't do a side-by-side comparison. If I knew I would make YouTube videos one day, maybe I would have kept it. But trust me or not, this one always outperforms for me the Falkeneven A1 knife. I'm not a big fan of the label survival knife, bushcraft knife. You know, for me these are outdoor knives, camping knives or whatever. But if I really had to choose one knife for shit hits the fan situation, it probably would be this one, no doubt. Cheers.